Benjamin Ray back with you here for our Friday Rewind, a special treat on ESPN Plus, a feature on UNA's no-hitter against Liberty a season ago on April 28th, 2019. Megan Garsh strikes out 9 in the 7-inning no-hit bid. You can watch that game on ESPN Plus. We'll catch up with Ashley Cozart, head softball coach, and get her thoughts on the game. And Coach Cozart, just summing up the game as a whole as we rewind to that ball game, what do you remember most?
Well, first off, I remember the atmosphere. Great crowd, beautiful weather. You just couldn't have asked for just a better setup for that weekend. And I just remember definitely being nervous. You know, you're hosting Liberty, who is just so rich in softball history, and Coach Dot Richardson, I mean, one of the best names out there that you can think of. And so overall, just an unbelievable setup, and we were excited, but definitely very nervous. But just ready to go. I think we had come off a big series win against Kennesaw the weekend before, and we needed to win at least one to, keep in the conference standings and make the conference tournament. So just a big weekend for us.
We split the doubleheader on Saturday, so the series 1-1 heading into Sunday. We get the 1-0 win. Megan Garsh retired 12 of the first 13 that she faced. She hit one batter during that stretch, but with a pitcher like Megan Garsh, just at what point in that ball game did you realize, hey, she's kind of feeling it today?
Yeah, I mean, she started off so strong, and usually, I mean, Megan, she always starts games so well. And then, teams like Liberty and some of these big teams, they make adjustments. And so the whole game we were like, okay, when they may scratch a run here or there, but she just stayed so calm, and we made some huge defensive plays behind her. And I just couldn't say enough about her on the mound. I mean, again, she gives us so much confidence defensively and offensively. And even as coaches, she makes our job easy. And so I'm just really proud of her performance. And it'll definitely go down as one of the best I've been a part of.
Let's talk about some of those defensive plays that you referenced. So we're leading 1-0 in the 5th inning. We'll get to that one run in just a moment. But Garst actually walked the leadoff batter, and you're thinking, oh, this is Liberty's chance to try to tie the game up. And that's when Mackenzie Roberts connects with Alex Brown to catch a runner stealing. The two seniors, just how big of a play was that?
It was huge, just having that leadoff runner on, it just makes you very nervous, especially being a one-run game. But man, I can remember that play in my head right now. And Mackenzie threw the best, strike to second base. And of course, Alex Brown is just so sure-handed. She caught it and just tagged the runner out. And huge moment for us. I mean, it just really fired us up. The crowd was going wild, and I was actually kind of wondering why they were even stealing at that moment, just because they could have maybe manufactured her over or just kind of seen what happened. But I'm thankful they did, and I'm very thankful that, again, those were two seniors in that moment that stepped up for us big, and it was a great feeling.
So many players came through. Madison Daniel had a great catch in right field as well. Defensively, when it's a no-hitter, how do you keep players from tensing up and maybe overrunning things or overthinking things?
No-hitters are funny because I don't think you even realize it's a no-hitter until like later in the game. And so we weren't really talking about it. And, again, when Megan's on the mound, we just have so much confidence. And so I think that helps our defense make those plays that we need to. One of the Bishop sisters for Liberty was up to bat, I remember, and she hits that shot in the gap, and Madison just tracks it down. And it was almost just like, I'm not letting this ball drop. I'm going to do whatever possible. Had that confidence, and that's what it took. And so it was fun.
You kind of just touched on this, but, we talk about your softball program and how much fun you guys have, the props during the national championship run. But when you get into a no-hitter, people tend to not talk to a pitcher. They tend to stick to their routines. What was it like in the dugout that day with everybody?
Again, I think it was just the moment and the atmosphere, and it was Liberty. And everyone was like, okay, is it going to stay this way? Is it not? And so I think everybody just tried to stay calm. Of course, we didn't talk about it. We tried not to. Megan even said after the game, she said, I didn't even know I was throwing a no-hitter. And so, again, it was just, I think we were just all so calm, and we were making those big plays. And that's what really came down to it, is making those plays and getting those big hits when we needed it. And, again, there was really more calmness than anything.
Megan Garsh struck out the final two batters of the game. Her second career no-hitter. At the time, she would throw a no-hitter in her next outing against Jacksonville, her unbelievable finish to the year. First Division I no-hitter. Last year was a year of first, and to get that no-hitter in year one for Megan Garsh, how can you sum up the ball game?
Wow, it was just, I mean, again, against an opponent like Liberty, it's just great. And again, the atmosphere, I think we were dedicated that day to Miss Hilda B. Anderson. And again, I just go back. That's probably one of my best moments of last year is just having that set up. But, Megan Garsh just doing what she did. And it just, she's just relentless. And again, she just has ice in her veins. And that's all I can say about that performance, just because of who the opponent was and what we were all up against. And so, wow, it was just great.
An unlikely offensive hero. Riley Grace Honeycutt hit her first career home run in the fourth inning, the difference maker in the ball game. She did not start. She entered the game when Veronica Westfall, who was an all-conference player last year, got a little banged up. But, it always feels like in a no-hitter in a moment like that, it's the person you don't expect to come through. Just how big was that moment for Riley Grace Honeycutt?
Well, it was huge, but I had complete faith in her. As soon as Veronica went down, I mean, all the coaches got together, and Riley was definitely on our mind, just because she's so gritty and she thrives in those types of positions. And she went in there, and we'd been working on her swing a little bit, and she had just showed so much confidence. I mean, we're talking about a freshman now, games on the line, and she steps up. And I knew when she hit it, it could be a double off the fence, but I just didn't know that it would go out. It barely went out, but hey, it went, and it was meant to be. And wow, that was a huge moment for just her and our program. And she went on to even start in a lot of our games after that and did a really good job for us. And so, but that will always be a huge moment that I remember about her. And, she didn't seem nervous. Again, going back to that calmness, she stayed very calm. And I think that was the difference.
A 1-0 no-hit effort for Megan Garsh. UNA takes down Liberty April 28th, 2019. One of the great moments in UNA athletic history. Truly a great day of softball. Fans can rewatch it on ESPN+. Coach Cozart, thank you for taking the time to reminisce with us.
Thank you so much.